calculus, right? Preliminary concepts of calculus. So first what I'm going to do is that I'm going to revise what we did in the last class quickly, and then I'll move on to this class, and this class will have lots of algebra. Okay, so be prepared everyone to do lots of work. So you should have your copies and your pens at the ready. Okay, after we have done revision, then we'll delve further into the concepts of calculus. Okay, so in the last class I was trying to explain what do we mean by the measurement of change, right? And I hope that all of you, those who did not feel comfortable with the first two of my lectures, I hope you attended the last lecture that was given by Dinesh sir, and he explained the concept of slope, right? So I have, from the first class I have told you that the concept of slope is extremely important, right, in physics. Later on we will see that the concept of area under the graph is also equally important, and that gives rise to the other part of calculus. So this, what we are studying, finding the slope, is called differential calculus, and the next part, that is all about finding the area under the graph, is called integral calculus. Okay. Now what are the notations, what are the new things that we have seen in the last classes? So the first notation that I would like to talk about is this delta x, okay, or delta y, or delta z, or delta anything. So this simply means change in x, right? Okay. So this simply means change in x. However, there is no boundation to the size of change in x. So this quantity can be 0.01, 0.0001, or 5, or 10, or 20, or any other number imaginable. So we introduce a new thing which is dx. Okay, and this is also change in x, but now this is defined as infinitesimally small change in x, right? So infinitely small change in x, right? And similarly dy would be an infinitely small change in y, and dt would be infinitely small change in t, and so on and so forth. So what is the reason that we need this infinitesimally small change, right? This also we discussed in the last class, and I told you that if you have a graph, okay, if you have a graph, a curve, and you want to find the slope of the curve, then since we only know the slope of straight lines, what we do is we reduce this curve into a series of a collection of straight lines, and the way that we ensure that we are getting a straight line is that we say that we will only look at the part of the graph that lies between x and x plus dx. So this dx really is an extremely small number. So x is some number, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, some number, therefore I have written x. This dx is an extremely small number. So it is guaranteed that if you have chosen this as 5, then this has to be 5.00000000, some many zeros and 1. So if this is a small enough interval, then it is guaranteed that this part of the curve will look like a straight line, okay? And if this is a straight line, then if I can figure out the two y coordinates on this straight line, I already know the x coordinates on the straight line, so if I can figure out the two y coordinates on the straight line, I can simply apply, if you remember, m is equal to tan theta is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Okay, and when I apply this, if y is equal to x square is the equation of the curve, so if I apply this formula by finding the x coordinate and the y coordinate in this case will be x square and the y coordinate in this case will be x plus dx whole square, right? And if I apply this, I find that the slope is coming out to be 2x, okay, right? This is what we discussed. This is what we discussed in the last class. Not only for y is equal to x square, we went beyond this and we said that look, if y is equal to x cube, then the slope will be equal to 3x square. Okay, right? And then we went further and we said that if y is equal to x power 4, then the slope will be equal to 4x cube. And then we generalized what we are seeing here and we said that if y is equal to x power n, then the slope is equal to nx raised to the power n minus 1. Right? Remember, this was called the power rule that we discussed in the last class. I also showed you some physical interpretation of this slope, right? And I want to show that physical interpretation once again before we move ahead, right? You must be absolutely clear in your mind what we are talking about. Okay? At any moment in time, remember, if you don't understand anything, just type. I can see your chats, and I will respond. Okay. So first we will revise the video that we saw in the last class. Okay. So यहाँ पे pause, please pause. So what we have here is a square. Now, why do we have a square, and what is that fx? So we discussed what is fx in the last class. Today we are going to have a detailed discussion on what is this fx, function of x, right? And we are going to do some questions. I'll give you some questions on this fx. So in this case, if you have joined today or if you did not understand what fx was in the last class, please don't worry. जहाँ पे भी fx आ रहा है, please in your mind replace it with y. Okay, replace y with fx. Replace fx with y. So we have y is equal to x square, right? Now, where do we see this x square physically? What do we mean y is equal to x square? Mathematically, okay, fine, it makes sense. It is a set of numbers where the y set of numbers happens to be the square of the x set of numbers. So if x is equal to 2, then y is equal to 4. If x equal to 4, y is equal to 16, and so on and so forth, right? But physically, what is the meaning of y is equal to x square? Well, x square is x into x, right? Therefore, physical meaning of x square must surely be, simplest physical meaning of x square must surely be that we are talking about an area of a square of side x, right? So if you do take a square of side x and I ask you what is the area, the answer will be x square, right? Okay, so that is a physical analog of, or a physical interpretation of y is equal to x square. Can there be other interpretations? Okay, can there be other interpretations? Yes, there can. Okay, yes, there can. But for the moment, we are taking y is equal to x square is representing the area of a square of side x. Okay. वीडियो लैग कर रहा है क्या? इसमें नहीं इसमें निश्चय अगर वीडियो लैग कर रहा है ना तो यू लॉग आउट एंड देन यू लॉग बैक इन. ओके, लॉग आउट एंड देन लॉग बैक इन. So if I have a square of side x, then the area is x square. Now the question that I ask, okay, or the meaning of slope is, or the meaning of this guy is, that what would happen if I change the value of x from x to x plus dx, right? Ultimately, our world is about change. Okay, if you think about it, our world is nothing but change, right? We are born, we grow up, and ultimately we die, right? This is a continuous change. If you study any subject, whether it is science or non-science, you will find that all we are interested in, all we are studying is really change, right? Geography, one of the most interesting subjects, it is all about change. How does, for example, how does the flow of a river change the landscape in which it is flowing in, right? So since we are very, very interested in observing our natural surroundings, and our natural surroundings are constantly changing, therefore we are curious to know, if one thing changes, then how does the other thing change? In this case, we are interested in knowing if the value of x changes by this slight amount, then how does the area of the square change, right? Because x square we have agreed, it is the area of a square. तो अगर मैं x को एक छोटे से अमाउंट से चेंज करूंगा तो एरिया कैसे चेंज होएगा? That is what we want to study, and that is what the slope is telling us, right? Let me show you how. Okay, चलिए play करिए please. So you will see that we are going to change x slightly. Play करिए sir. So we are going to change x slightly. See, we are changing, pause, बस यहाँ पे pause. So we are changing x slightly, okay, and what does that give us? When x is changed slightly, the side of the square increases and the other side of the square increases by that small amount, that yellow amount से area change हो गया. अब मेरे को ये जानना है कि ये yellow amount है कितना? What is this yellow amount, right? And we worked that out in the last time, and you can really work it out here as well. Please play the video. This is not very difficult, right? So you take that area over there, and we see that it is nothing but two rectangles in a square. The rectangles have a length of x, and they have a width of dx. Okay, and the square has a width of dx and a length of dx. Okay. So the change in area is 2x into dx, because the rectangle has a width of dx and a length of x, therefore its area is x into dx, and since there are two rectangles, therefore it is 2x dx, right? So now they are just giving an example. अगर x की value 3 होती और हम 0.01 से change करते तो उसका area 2 into 3 into 0.01 से change हो जाता, right? This is the power. This is the power of calculus, right? Now, the thing is that if I change x by dx, okay, if I change x by dx, then यहाँ पे pause करिएगा. If I change x by dx, right, then जो इन्होंने आपको वीडियो में येलो स्ट्रिप्स दिखाए हुए थे, that was for visualization purpose. उन्होंने मोटा बनाया हुआ था ताकि आपको दिखाई दे कि हाँ रेक्टेंगल बन रहा है. But in reality, dx is going to be very small, right? As they have shown in this figure. And if you look at now the size of the rectangle, the width of the rectangle has become almost too small, almost zero. But not quite, but almost zero. So the area of the rectangles is still 2x dx, and the area of the square, which was dx square, has now become a single point having no significant width, having no significant length, and therefore we completely neglect the area dx square. So we say that, look, the change in area of the square, okay, the change in area of the square, I can write it like this, dA. because remember d of something, d के बाद अगर मैंने कुछ लिखा तो उसका मतलब होता है infinitely small change in x. तो dA का क्या मतलब होएगा? This means that you have infinitesimally small change of area. So that is equal to 2x into dx. Right? Okay. हाँ, play कर दीजिए please. So now we see that by simple mathematical manipulation, what they are doing is, well, I will not use a for the moment, I'll just use y, because y is equal to x square, right? Please don't get confused here. Y, dy का मतलब होता है small change in y, okay? Small change in y is equal to 2x into small change in dx, and then we just carry out a simple division, and we say that dy by dx is equal to 2 into x, right? So here I have written slope is equal to 2 into x, and here I have written dy by dx, dy upon dx is equal to 2x, right? So today we are going to simply concentrate on the fact, why have I done this? What is the relation between these two, right? Okay. ठीक है, okay. Please remove the video. Okay. So what do we mean by this? ये क्या चीज? Right? ये क्या चीज? That is the topic of discussion for today, and hopefully at the end of this lecture you should be very, very comfortable on this, right? Before we get to this, I want you to understand the meaning of y is equal to f of x. Okay, so let me just, y is equal to f of x. Now I gave you a basic definition in the last class, and the definition was that if you don't know a number, remember in algebra, if you don't know a number, you assume it to be x, okay? But if you do not know an algebraic expression involving the unknown number x, then you assume it to be f of x, right? So this is read as f of x or function of x, right? Okay. What does f of x represent? Just like x represents any and all numbers, fx represents any and all algebraic expressions of the variable x. So maybe fx is equal to 3x minus 2. Maybe fx is equal to x cube plus 5x square minus 3x plus 1. Maybe this is equal to sine x. Maybe this is equal to tan of x square. Maybe this is equal to tan of sine of x cube, right? कितना भी complicated हो सकता है. It can be simple like this, it can be complicated like this, does not matter. Fx, f of x represents any and all algebraic expressions involving the variable x, okay? Now you may ask, why are we doing this? क्यों कर रहे हैं? क्या मतलब है इसका? And I will give you a reason, okay? The reason is that we are lazy, okay? We don't like to do things. We don't like to do hard work. We like to do smart work, not hard work. So if I carry out an experiment, okay? If I carry out an experiment and I make a table of the results of the experiment, okay? If I make a table of the results of the experiments, so let's say that we have x and y, okay? And I will have something like 0, minus 2, 3, minus, I'm just putting random numbers. So 4, 16, I don't know, something like that. So we have some sort of a data set. So if there is a relationship between y and x, I don't know whether it is. Can I draw a graph for this? Yes, I can draw a graph for this. So I can draw a graph something like this. 0 पे -2 है, 1 पे 3 पे -4 है, 4 पे 16 है. What does the graph look like? I have absolutely no idea, but there must be a graph. Okay? There must be a graph, and to find that graph, all I have to do is, look at the intermediate values if possible. Okay. Now, if I have a graph on a graph paper, that means that the coordinates x and y are connected to each other. What do I mean by this? The x and y coordinates at this point, the x and y coordinates at this point, the x and y coordinates at this point. In fact, the x and y coordinates at every point on the graph must be related to each other in some fashion. What is that algebraic expression which relates the two? Well, in this case it was easy, right? In this case it was easy. Y is equal to x square, right? मैंने देखा और मुझे पता चल गया. यहाँ पे I don't know what it is, right? From the data set I can't figure it out. So I will say that look, algebraic relation x और y के बीच में तो है ही है. I will call it y is equal to f of x. Okay, but this still does not answer the question, why am I choosing this? Reason that I am choosing this, like I said, is to reduce my hard work. So instead of this table now, okay, instead of this table, I am going to write it like this. Please see, I am going to write it like this. F of 0. Okay, this means that y is some function of x, some algebraic structure of x. I don't know whether it is this one, this one, this one, this one, or something else. I don't know what it is. But in that structure, in that algebraic structure, if I were to put x is equal to 0, then I would represent it like this. And I would write this as -2. Okay, please see how easy now things have become for me. I don't have to say, मेरे को बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है कि जब x की वैल्यू 1 होगी तो y की वैल्यू -2 होगी. No, I just say f0 is equal to -2, right? So, lengthy sentence reduced to a short sentence. That is all what this is about. So similarly, f3, that means that जो भी algebraic function है, उसमें अगर मैंने x की जगह 3 पुट किया, तो मेरे को मिलेगा -4. और अगर मैंने f4 निकाला, that means x की जगह अगर मैंने 4 पुट किया, तो I will get 16. Right? So this is the use of this. This is the use of this f of x, right? And we are going to have some fun with this f of x. Okay. So, copies, pens. Question number 1. F of x is equal to, okay, f of x is equal to x square minus 2. Okay, f of x is equal to x square minus 2. Okay, हाँ मैंने रैंडम अद्विक मैंने रैंडम लिया हुआ. What is f of 0? या -2. क्या किया मैंने यहां पे x की जगह 0 पुट कर दिया, राइट? ओके, हाँ मैं डबल, हाँ दो वैल्यूज होंगे, मैं आ रहा हूं उस पर, आ रहा हूं. आई एम कमिंग टू दैट. f of -1, f of -1. Aditya, are you sure? Ha, very good, yes. -1 whole square is 1. 1 minus 2 is -1. f of 1, f of 1, सेम आंसर. यहां पे आप -1 स्क्वायर करो या 1 स्क्वायर करो, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? -1. f of 2, f of 2, absolutely right, yes, all of you are right, yes. अभी आने वाला है, अच्छा वाला अभी आने वाला है, बस आने वाला है. f of 3, f of 3, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही. 7, f of 1 upon x, $47 नहीं होगा प्रकाश, 7 होएगा, 7. f of 1 by x, हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है, ओके ओके. सो व्हाट हैव वी डूइंग हियर, हम यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं? व्हाट हैव वी डन? जो यहाँ पे x का वैल्यू है, हम इस चीज को यहां पे x से रिप्लेस कर देते हैं. f of 1 by x will be equal to 1 by x square minus 2. Right? हाँ, इसको आप you can reduce, yeah, you can write it as 1 minus 2x square upon x square. Absolutely right, yeah. ये हर्षिता थोड़ा सा गलत लिखा है, देखो. Why is it wrong? देखो, गर्व थोड़ा सा गलत है. You have changed the sign of the expression. It will not be 2x square minus 1, it will be 1 minus 2x square, right? थोड़ा सा carefully, हाँ, carefully थोड़ा सा. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Ready for the next one? Ready for the next one? I will do it here. Ready for the next one? F of x square, f of x square, f of x square, absolutely right, x power 4 minus 2. Okay, ठीक है. Next, please do this very carefully, very important. f of x, yeah, so this is good, right? ये क्या लिख दिया? मैंने कुछ नहीं लिखा, मैंने कोई डिफरेंस, there is no difference between this guy and this guy. Think in those terms. There is no difference between what you have done here, what you are supposed to do here. There is no difference between what you have done here and what you are supposed to do, what you have done here and what you are supposed to do here. नहीं, f ना, मेरे को आंसर में f नहीं चाहिए. There is no scope of having f in the answer. Do you have an f here? 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 Can't have an f in the answer. What will it be? क्या किया है हमने अभी तक? What have we done up till now? Well, हमने यहाँ पे जब f0 निकालना था तो हमने x की जगह 0 डाल दिया. f minus 1 निकालना था तो x की जगह -1 डाल दिया. f3 निकालना था तो x की जगह 3 डाल दिया. f1 upon x निकालना था तो x की जगह 1 upon x डाल दिया. f of x निकालना है तो x की जगह हम f of x डाल देंगे. End of story. So this will be equal to square minus 2. What square minus 2? Well, f of x square minus 2. But what is f of x? X square minus 2. Right? And now you can expand. So most of you have got this, most of you have got this correct. So you just expand this and you will get the answer, right? A minus b whole square का formula यहाँ पे लगा. Okay. Now, before we, before I take a break and we rub out the board, if, okay, if gx, ये क्या है भाई, ये कहां से आया, हाँ हाँ, या इनफाइनाइट फंक्शन तो नहीं समझ रहा, क्या बोल रहा है, ये कहां से आया, वेल वो एलजेब्रा में याद है पहला, अगर नंबर नहीं मालूम है तो उसको एक्स अज्यूम करना है, व्हाट इफ यू हैव अनदर अननोन नंबर, व्हाट डू यू डू देन, व्हाट इफ यू हैव अनदर अननोन नंबर, व्हाट डू यू डू, assume it to be y, and then you assume the other number, the third number to be z, then if you get another number you assume it to be, I don't know, alpha, beta, gamma, something like that, right? You have the whole alphabet, English alphabet, Greek alphabet, right? Okay. So if you have one function f of x and then you want another function, then you want another expression of x, then you have another expression of x, you will assume it to be gx. So just like x, y, z are three different variable numbers, fx, gx, hx are three different functions of x, are three different expressions, algebraic expressions of x. So if gx is equal to, okay, if gx is equal to 1 upon x square minus 1, then find g0, okay, g0, gx, okay, f gx, and finally gfx. Okay, please find these things. I'll get the board rubbed. You can take any alphabet. Yes, Adrit. Yes, 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 you can. Yes. Okay, chalo. I'll stand right here and get the board rubbed. Please do this. Please take 5 minutes to do this. आजा भाई जल्दी आजा. हाँ सही है निश्चय. So you can go till infinity, no problems, no problem. Yes. हाँ सही आंसर, सही आंसर. Yes. I'll solve it in a minute. राइट सो अरे बाप रे अनन्या इतना लंबा पूरा सॉल्व कर दिया क्या? सॉल्व नहीं करना है, बस उसको जस्ट यू पुट द वैल्यूज एंड दैट्स इट. ओके सो आई हैड गिवन gx इज इक्वल टू 1 अपॉन एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 1. हाँ गुड. सो g0 वेरी सिंपल माइनस 1. उसके बाद से g ऑफ gx, राइट? g ऑफ gx ये क्या आएगा? 1 अपॉन एक्स स्क्वायर 1 अपॉन एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 1 होल स्क्वायर माइनस 1. देखो भाई सबने किया ये. दिस इज व्हाट इज टू बी डन. ठीक है. कहां से आवाज आई? हाँ कहाँ से आ रहा है? हाँ ठीक है चलो. हाँ No, there is no equation, Amrit. यहाँ पे कोई equation नहीं है. That's it. You can simplify this expression or you can choose to leave this expression as it is. Okay, that's it. इसका जो प्रिंसिपल है वो समझना है. g of gx का मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है कि हमने g of x में g of x को सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दिया. That's it. Okay, so next was g of fx and then we had f of gx. पहले f of gx लिखते हैं. ये क्या होगा? Well, f of x was x square minus 2 and gx is equal to this. So this must be 1 over x square minus 1 whole square minus 2. Right? हर्षिता देखो what have I written? x स्क्वायर था ना, f of x. Forget about this gx. भूल जाओ इसके बारे में. 1 मिनट के लिए भूल जाओ. तो f of x क्या है? x स्क्वायर माइनस 2. अब यहां पे मैंने क्या लिख दिया? gx. तो ये ब्रैकेट में जो एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 2 था, उसमें एक्स की जगह मैं क्या लिखूंगा, जी एक्स, राइट। जी एक्स की क्या वैल्यू है, ये रही, ये पूरी वैल्यू उठा के मैंने ब्रैकेट के अंदर, ओके, ठीक है। इसका एक बहुत फनी सा नेम होता है, मेरे को बड़ा अच्छा लगता है। इसका नाम होता है, इसको बोला जाता है फॉग एक्स, राइट। सो मैथमेटिकल पीपल आर वेरी इमेजिनेटिव, तो इन्होंने इसको बोला, इसको दे प्रेफर टू राइट दिस एज फॉग एक्स। तो कैन यू गेस व्हाट दिस इज कॉल्ड? Can you guess what this is called? Can anybody guess? I mean, it's very obvious now. बिल्कुल यहाँ से. Can you guess what this is called? Yes, it is called. Yes. This is called Goff X. Right? And this should also be very easy. So G of X is 1 over x square minus 1. लेकिन मेरे को x की जगह क्या लिखना है, f of x लिखना है, और f of x की वैल्यू क्या है, x स्क्वायर माइनस 2, ठीक है, ओके। आई होप एवरीबडी हैज अंडरस्टूड दिस। आद्विक नॉकआउट हो गया, अच्छा ओके लिख रहा है, okay. Anybody who has not understood, please tell me. Anybody who has not understood, please tell me. This is a fun, I find it very nice exercise. सबको आ गया समझ में? Everybody has understood? Okay. I have told you, now I'm moving on to the next part, okay? I'm moving on to the next part. I have told you the geometrical meaning of slope, okay? I have told you the geometrical meaning of slope. We have also discussed the physical meaning of slope. राइट, वो जो स्क्वायर बना के उसका हमने एरिया का चेंज देखा. बाय द वे यू कैन यूज दैट एरिया वाला चेंज टू फाइंड आउट द डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ एनीथिंग, राइट. एंड आई वुड सजेस्ट यू डू दैट. फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर मैंने आपको बोला दैट प्लीज फाइंड द स्लोप ऑफ ए ग्राफ विच इज हैविंग ए फंक्शन f of x is equal to 1 over root x और y is equal to 1 over root x, तो आप सीधा पावर फॉर्मूले में डाल सकते हैं. और इफ यू वांट ए फिजिकल डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन कंस्ट्रक्ट दैट स्क्वायर एंड यू कैन से दैट अच्छा ठीक है ये स्क्वायर है तो इसका एरिया कितना होना चाहिए ताकि it is equal to 1 over root x. So you can say that one side is 1 and the other side is 1 over root x, or you can choose two other variables, two other things which multiply to 1 over root x, and you can then change and you can see what is the value of the slope of y is equal to 1 over root x, right? But we will not be doing that in class. So I have told you the geometrical meaning of slope, I have told you the physical meaning of slope, but at the end of the day we are studying mathematics, so I need to put this in mathematical terms. In other words, I need to tell you the mathematical meaning of this thing called slope. So before I do that, there is another discussion that we have to have, and this discussion is around this guy. ये क्या है? What is this? ये क्या है? हाँ बिल्कुल मिक्स कर सकते हैं निश्चय. Yes, you can mix and कितना भी मिक्स कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. So Nishchay is asking, can I put f of g of f of x? Yes, you can. You can do anything. हाँ, ये क्या है भाई? Very good, Matthew. Very good. Yes. So you can say that this is a plus sign. Okay, you can say that this is a plus sign. तन्वी बिल्कुल off है. You are off. You are out of the ballpark. नहीं, we are not discussing this thing. This is not a religious symbol, it is the addition operator. Okay, it is the addition operator. Now, why do I use the word operator? Why not say that it is a plus sign? That's it, plus hai ye to. There is a reason, nahi, coordinate axis nahi hai ye, plus sign hai, plus. So, I don't want to call it the plus sign, I want to call it the addition operator, right? Matthew got this absolutely right. Addition operator. What is the meaning of the word operator in mathematics? Can anybody tell me? What is the meaning of the word operator in mathematics? Maths में operator का क्या मतलब होता है? What do we mean by operator in mathematics? An operator is a machine. Okay, I like to think of it as a machine. And what this machine does is that it takes an input, right? तो उसके अंदर कुछ जाएगा, and then it gives an output, उसके बाहर कुछ आ जाएगा. So this is a mathematical operator. Okay, this is a mathematical operator which takes two inputs. Okay, now you have been, हाँ, बिल्कुल सही पलाश, yes. So you have to give two inputs to this guy. If you just write this guy, you will end up with answers like ये coordinate axis है या ये कुछ और है, ये treasure map पे x बना हुआ है, वहीं पे treasure है. So if you just write it like this, it is meaningless. You have to give it two inputs. Okay, there are two numbers that must be provided with this operator so that this operator can act on those two numbers and give you an answer, right? That is the meaning of a mathematical operator. So I will give it the two numbers 5 and 4 and then it gives me an answer 9. Okay, now this is very easy for you. You have done this since so many years now. So 5 plus 4 is equal to 9 is very obvious, but I want you to think of this in terms of a deeper mathematical reality that you have an operator, okay, and this operator requires two inputs. One must be written on the left hand side, the other input must be written on the right hand side of the operator, and then the operator acts on these two numbers and it gives you an answer. Okay, you cannot do this. This would be meaningless. This would be sort of nonsensical. There is a convention to be followed. Okay, you just cannot do this. You cannot do this. Plus 5 4 is equal to 9. This would also be nonsensical, right? ये सब गलत है. So there is a convention which guides us, which tells us how to write the inputs of the operator and how to write the operator itself. This is another operator. Okay? This is another mathematical operator which again requires as an input two numbers, okay, and it acts on these two numbers and it gives you an answer. So if I make this operator operate on the same two numbers, I am going to get a different answer, right? 20. I am going to get a different answer. Is this okay with everyone? Huh? Is this okay? You understand what I am saying? This is understood. It is a mathematical operator. Mathematical operator takes an input and it gives you an output. The input numbers, the input values, how many values, what values should they be? They all depend on the operator. Okay, right? Okay. So I want to introduce you to a new operator in mathematics. Well, it's not very new, but still. This is a mathematical operator. Now you may say, एक मिनट नहीं, ये क्या है? ये तो right angle triangle में ratio of sides का value होता है ये what is this? So again, that is the physical reality. Okay, that is the physical reality that there is a right angle triangle. If one angle of this right angle triangle is 30 degrees, then sine of that 30 degrees will be equal to 1 upon 2. That means the ratio of the opposite side over the hypotenuse will be equal to 1 upon 2. This is a physical reality. But I am not talking about physical reality here. I am talking about maths. So this mathematically is an operator, okay? And what do you do with this operator? What is the input of this operator? Well, the input of this operator is always an angle. And where do you place this input? Okay, do you place it here? Do you place it here? Do you place it here? Well, I mean, you could have, if the person who invented it, who invented the notation would have said कि नहीं उसके नीचे लिखना है भाई, तो फिर हम वैसे ही लिख रहे होते. But we put this operator to the right hand side of sine, ऐसे नहीं लिख सकते हैं. And the sine operator, it acts on this 30 degrees. It acts on this 30 degrees and it gives us an answer, half. Okay, please try to understand what I am saying. I am not teaching you anything new. I am just putting a different perspective on something you already know. Okay, I am just putting a different perspective on something you already know. So sine 30 degrees is equal to half. You know this. What I am saying is that let's consider sine to be a mathematical operator where the input is an angle, in this case 30 degrees, and the input must be placed to the right of sine, okay, and the answer must be equal to half. Okay, ठीक है. उसके बाद another operator, another mathematical operator is d by dx. Okay, this is another mathematical operator. D by dx is a mathematical operator and it acts on an algebraic expression that is written here. This is the input and then it gives you an output. Okay, so the input that I am going to write here will be x square and the output that I am going to get will be what? And the output that I am going to get will be what? The output that I am going to get will be what? Very good. This. Okay, right? And I want to show you how to visualize this. Okay, and I really, I visualize it like this. Therefore, I want to show you, and you should visualize. You should visualize like this. Okay, play करिए. So you see, this is the machine, है ना? This is the machine. ये x square आया, x square गया machine के अंदर. The operator operates, and you get it. And you get it to x. Right? This is how you should visualize this guy. This is how to visualize this guy. Okay? This is how to visualize this guy. Now, नहीं अब बंद कर दो, इसको close कर दो. हाँ, thank you. So there are other notations involved. Okay, so before we move on to this, there are other notations involved, and I want to show you the other notations involved. So if y is equal to x square, right, then we say that look, you can apply this operator on both sides of the equation. What have I done here? ये क्या किया मैंने? हाँ, ये क्या किया मैंने? Right? What have I done here? Let me show you. Theta is equal to 30 degrees. Okay? There is some angle, theta, it is equal to 30 degrees. So what I do is, I operate the operator sine on the left hand side and on the right hand side. Okay? Once I operate this operator, what am I going to get? I am going to get sine theta is equal to sine 30 degrees, and I know that the value of sine 30 degrees is half. Again, please, I'm not teaching you anything new. This, you already know this. I'm just putting a different perspective. I'm just looking at it from a different way. Okay. So this is exactly what I have done here. जो वहां पे किया, मेरे पास ये इक्वेशन था, ओके, और मैंने क्या किया कि d बाई डी एक्स ऑन द राइट एंड d बाई डी एक्स ऑन द लेफ्ट मैंने ऑपरेट करा दिया. d बाई डी एक्स ऑन वन साइड, d बाई डी एक्स ऑन द अदर साइड. नाउ दिस साइड, जस्ट लाइक sin theta, you can't do anything about sin theta, you just write it as sin theta. So this side you cannot do anything about it, you just write it as dy by dx. But here you can do something about it. You know the answer to this. Okay, d by dx acting on x square, d by dx operator acting on x square gives us a definitive answer, and that answer is 2x. Okay, ठीक है? ये आया सबको समझ में? This is हाँ, function of d by dx. नहीं, अद्वैत नहीं, function of d by dx. d by dx is not a function. d by dx is the operator. It is playing the same role as sine. Sine acts on this angle, gives you an answer. d by dx acts on x square, gives you an answer. Sine acts on theta, can't do anything. You write it as sine theta. d by dx acts on y, can't do anything. You write it as dy by dx. d by dx acting on x square gives you an answer, 2x. ये आया समझ में सबको? Everybody is understanding this? Should I repeat? Should I repeat? Huh? Okay. Okay, good. भाई सब लोग टाइप करेंगे तभी मुझे समझ में आएगा. Please don't have any, because nobody else is going to see what you are typing. Only I can see, I think. Okay. If f of x is equal to x square, okay, if f of x is equal to x square, this is just different ways of writing the same thing. If f of x equal to x square, okay, then I can operate d by dx on both sides, okay. Left hand side you can't do anything, so you write it as df by dx. That is what that guy was doing in the video. df by dx is equal to this guy acting on x square. We know the answer, 2x. Okay, this is just notation, and you should be very, very aware of the notation, right? हाँ, मैं अभी फिर से रिपीट कर रहा हूँ प्रसन्न. डोंट वरी. हाँ, मैं फिर से कर रहा हूँ. This can also be written as, this will get weird. This can also be written as f dash x is equal to 2x. Like I said, we are very lazy people. ये भी लिखने में आलस आ रहा, ये भी नहीं लिखना है, मैं ये लिखूंगा. In fact, the best one is here. dy by dx ओके, आई डोंट वांट टू राइट दिस, ये बहुत लंबा है, मेरे को नहीं लिखना है। तो यहां पे लिखा y प्राइम y डैश इज इक्वल टू 2x। फिर उसके बाद से हाँ f इज fx, यस यस, हाँ, should it not be dfx by dx? Yes, it should be actually, yes. Yes, it should be. But like I said, I'm very lazy. Okay, so d by dx of f of x is equal to df of x by dx, or I will just write it as df by dx. Right? ये भी नहीं, ये भी बहुत लंबा है, मैं तो केवल एक लाइन बना दूंगा छोटी सी। Then one person comes along and he says कि नहीं 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 ये भी बहुत लंबा है, ये नहीं, ये बड़ी मेहनत लग रही है इसमें, ये भी नहीं करना है मेरे को। तो बोला, पूछा गया आपको क्या करना है भाई? तो उसने बोला मैं तो केवल ऊपर एक डॉट लगा दूंगा बस, राइट, ऊपर एक डॉट लगा दूंगा, ये दिस इज इक्वल टू। सो दीज आर ऑल डिफरेंट वेज टू राइट डाउन द स्लोप of a graph. That's it, that's what we are doing, that's what we are discussing. This statement says that the slope of the graph of a curve given by the equation y is equal to x square is equal to 2x. Okay? Slope of the graph of a equation given by the curve y is equal to x square is equal to 2x. You want a more lengthy route? No problems. There is a graph having an equation y is equal to x square. Okay, there is a graph having an equation y is equal to x square. So I will operate the d by dx operator on both sides, and on the left hand side I am going to get d by dx of y, on the right hand side I am going to get d by dx of x square, and d by dx of y is simply written as dy by dx. But d by dx of x square can be also written as 2x. So this statement again is the same. It is telling me that the slope of the graph having the equation y is equal to something is equal to 2x. This is also telling me the same thing, y dash. It is also telling me the same thing. It is telling me that the slope of the equation, slope of the graph having the equation y is equal to something, some function of x is equal to 2x. This is also telling me the same thing. This is also telling me the same thing. All different notations to tell you one single thing, the slope of the graph. Okay, right? Okay? Y dash will be equal to 2x and also 3x square, as y can be. Yes, absolutely, Palash. Yes, 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 yes. So if I had written y is equal to x cube, then y dash would be 3x square, y dot would be 3x square, df by dx would be 3x square, and so on and so forth. Okay? This is a special case when y is equal to x square, then we write it like this. Okay? Okay? I will repeat this. I will do this again. Okay? I will do this again, and I will try to explain what is going on here. Please write this down first. Please write this down in your copies first. Okay? नहीं पार्थ, गलत है ये, गलत लिखा है ये। हाँ, so I want to I want to explain this again. Please pay attention. Try to understand what I am trying to communicate. Y is equal to 16. Okay, y is equal to 16. We have an equation. This is an equation. It has a left hand side, it has a right hand side. The two sides, one side contains a variable, the other side contains a number. So basically we are saying that this variable is equal to this particular number, right? Now, what I want to do is that I want to operate an operator on both sides. What does this mean? Can I do this? 2 into 2 into. Will this be a correct operation? मेरे को चैट नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है, अनु सर. Will this be a correct operation? Will you agree with this? That initially we had y is equal to 16 and now I have multiplied 2 on both sides. I write the equation again. Okay, I write the equation again. Y is equal to 16. ये शायद बहुत छोटा लिख दिया मैंने. Y is equal to 16. And this time I want to operate another operator 3 plus. Can I do this? Does that make a difference to this equation? Does this make a difference to this equation? Will you agree with this operation that I have carried out? Is this mathematically making perfect sense? Yes, it is. Of course it is. Yes, yes. I write the equation again. Y is equal to 16. Okay? And now I want to carry out another operator. I want to operate another operator on both sides of the equation. But this is a different operator. This is a different operator. Will you agree with this? Does it make any difference to the equation? Does it make any difference to the equation? Have I changed the equation? Have I changed the equation? No, I have not. The equation is still valid. अगर मैंने ये अंडर रूट केवल एक साइड किया होता, दूसरे साइड नहीं किया होता, तो ये illogical ऑपरेशन हो जाता, illegal ऑपरेशन हो जाता, right? So now, how do I write this? How can I write this? How can I write this? Well, I can write this as root y is equal to 4. Right? Can I write it like this? Can I write it like this? Does anybody have objections to this? Y is equal to 16. दोनों तरफ अंडर रूट लिया. हाँ, प्लस माइनस अभी मैं let's just, yeah, it has to be plus minus. I'm just writing it like this. Can I do this? Is this okay? Is this okay? Forget about the plus minus for the moment. Is this okay? Y is equal to 16. Can I do this? Can I do this? Is this okay? है ना? This is okay. Yes, of course. What have I done? Sine. Okay. आद्विक कीबोर्ड पे बैठ गया लग रहा है तो. Y is equal to 60. D by dx. D by dx. If you agree, okay, if you agree with all these steps up till this, okay, then you have to agree with this as well. Because whatever I have done here, 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 I have done the same thing here. हाँ तनेश यहाँ माइनस प्लस लो भैया, प्लस माइनस में लिख दे रहा हूँ, लो. I was not doing it in that much detail. That's why I did not write. Whatever I am doing here, don't lose focus. Whatever I am doing here, 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 if you agree, then you have to agree with this. Okay? There is no difference between this and this. There is no difference between this and this. इसमें आप बोलेंगे I have taken root on both sides. इसमें आप बोलेंगे I have taken d by dx on both sides. Very good question, Advik. Very good question. So Advik is asking, can we cancel dx and dx? No, we cannot. Okay, no, we cannot. Very good question, Advik. You cannot cancel this dx and dx. No, not allowed. Okay, not allowed. Just like you cannot say कि मैं यहाँ पे ये और ये मैं cancel कर देता हूँ. You cannot do that. Not allowed. You cannot say कि मैं यहाँ I और I cancel कर देता हूँ. Son of y is equal to son of 60. नहीं, you cannot do that. Right? What is sine of 30 degrees upon cosine of 30 degrees? Would this be a correct operation? Would this be correct? Yes, they are always together. Yes, 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 yes. ये हो सकता है कोई कर दे, मतलब ऐसा, you know, I mean, I hope यहाँ पे नहीं है कोई, but ऐसा हो सकता, I mean, somebody, this is actually quite logical. ऊपर ऐसे नीचे ऐसे cancel कर दिया, ऊपर 30 डिग्री से नीचे 30 डिग्री से cancel कर दिया, in dot co बचा. So sine 30 degrees upon cosine 30 degrees is equal to in dot co. You can't do that. That's illegal. Therefore, not therefore. Similarly, you can't cancel out dx here. No. Okay, that's a very, very good question. Very good question. So this will be written as dy by dx, just like this was written as root y, and this will be written as 0 because d by dx of a constant must be a 0. D by dx of constant must mean the slope of a straight line which is horizontal, parallel to the x-axis, and its slope is 0. अभी आया मतलब समझ में ऑपरेटर का? हाँ, Advik, another very good question. Advik is asking, then why d by dx into y becomes dy by dx? Okay, why does sine y become sine y? Why does root y become root y? Because once you have operated sine upon y, you cannot go any further. That's it. That's the end of story. So d by dx of y is the same as dy by dx. Ultimately you can treat this as a fraction. Okay, यहाँ पे fraction, ये numerator, ये denominator, ये numerator में है dy by dx. It's just a way of writing. Okay, it's just a way of writing. D by dx of y is equal to dy by dx. If dy by dx equal to 0, can't we say that dx is 0 even though we can't? No. क्या बोल रहा है? No. It just tells me, this tells me that the change in y divided by the change in x is 0. This means that if I change the value of x in the graph, original in the graph, then the value of y will not change. Okay? If I change the value of x, the value of y will not change. This is what it means. Okay? अभी आया समझ में कुछ कुछ ऑपरेटर क्या होता है, what is, how do we interpret this d by dx as an operator, right? Okay, good. So d by dx of x cube will be what? We've already figured this out, 3x square. ठीक है, right? d by dx of x power n will be what? nx power n minus 1. Okay? And here is rule number 1. d by dx of k times fx, where k is a number, is equal to k times d by dx of fx. Okay, this is rule number 1. Rule number 2. ये रूल कहाँ से आ रहा है, ये क्या मतलब है, what do you mean by this? Okay, this is a question that you should ask. So let's talk about this guy. So sine y and let's say cosine y. Is there a relationship between sine y and cosine y? Is there a relationship between cosine y and sine y? Is there a relation? This is k into d by dx of fx. This is k into fx. Yeah. K is a number. K belongs to set of real numbers. So what is the relationship between sine y and cosine y? Yaad hai? Sine square y plus cosine square y is equal to 1. Right? Sine square plus cos square is equal to 1. This is a rule. This is something, this is a standard result if you want. So in the same way, there is a rule here. I think you are learning in maths how to find the sine of 15 degrees, how to find the sine of 32 degrees. So you are using certain rules of the sine operator, of the cosine operator to find out the sine of 15 degrees, the sine of 36 degrees. In the same way, the operator d by dx has certain rules. This is the first rule, that if you are operating d by dx on some number multiplied by a function of x, then this number does not take part in the process of differentiation. Simply take it out and carry out d by dx on the function of x. Right? And I'll give you an example. I will give you an example. Example of rule number 1. So if somebody asks me to find d by dx of 3x cube, okay, so this is 3 multiplied by x cube, 3 multiplied by a function of x. So I will write this as 3 into d by dx of x cube, and this will become 3 into d by dx of x cube. I already know the answer, 3x square. This will be equal to 9x square. So the slope of the graph, okay, and I am going to use this less and less now. The slope of the graph given by the curve y is equal to 3x cube will be equal to 9x square. Slowly and slowly and slowly, I will stop saying this. And I will simply keep on saying that d by dx of 3x cube is equal to 9x square. Right? Because that sentence is long, this is small. Okay? Rule number 2 is that d by dx of fx plus gx is equal to d by dx, now this is something you have not seen before, of fx plus d by dx of gx. So what this is saying, what this is telling us, that look, if you have two separate functions which are added to each other and you operate the operator d by dx on them, then this is exactly equal to d by dx operator acting on fx separately plus d by dx operator acting on gx separately. So d by dx represents the slope. No, d by dx is an operator which, when operates upon an expression, gives you the slope. Yeah, so you can then not say that d by dx is the slope. dy by dx is the slope. Okay, d by dx of x cube is the slope. ठीक है ना? 3 प्लस कितना होता है? ये मीनिंगलेस है. 3 प्लस कितना होता है? क्या मतलब है इसका? 3 प्लस 5 कितना होता है? इसका मतलब है 8. 3 प्लस 9 कितना होता है? इसका मतलब है 12. राइट? तो सिमिलरली d by dx का मतलब क्या होता है? कुछ नहीं. d by dx operated on something gives you meaning. Rule number 2 can be compared to distributive. Yes, you, if you want, you can. Yeah, absolutely. But it is not multiplication. Remember, it is not multiplication. You can, in some cases, think of it as multiplication, but some cases you will not be able to do that. So it is always better not to think of this as multiplication. Okay, so I'll show you some more examples, simple ones, and this is how you should visualize. This is how I like to visualize. Okay, दिखाइए सर. तो ये x cube goes into the machine. d by dx operator operates on it. 3x square परोस दिया उसने 3x square. Right? Next वाला. This time x power 4 goes inside, machine acts on it, 4x cube. Okay, 4x cube comes out of the machine. Next वाला, इस बार क्या जा रहा है? x power n goes into d by dx operates on x power n, and you get nx power n minus 1. Okay. फिर उसके बाद से 2x square, pause कर दीजिए, can you give me the answer? 2x square has gone into the machine. 2x square has gone into the machine. What am I going to get? Advait, careful. Play करिए. 2x square has gone into the machine. I get 4x. Okay. Why do I get 4x? Well, d by dx of 2x square, that is what we want to do, right? d by dx of, इसको हटा दीजिए वीडियो. d by dx of 2x square, right? This is what you want to do. This is equal to 2 into d by dx of x square, which is equal to 2 into 2x, which is equal to 4x. Okay? Next. इसको भी pause करना है. No sir, वहीं पे pause करेंगे. So this time, what is the function? 4x cube plus 3x square. Pause कर दीजिए. Please pause. Now, who will tell me this? 4x cube plus 3x square is going to be differentiated. It's going to be operated on by d by dx. Very good, Path. Yes. Very good. Yes, Nishchay. Yes, Matthew. Yes, Avnish. बाकी लोग? Amog, yes. Good. Jashan, yes. बाकी लोग कहाँ हैं? ये सब जशन वशन पहले पढ़ चुके हैं, बाकी लोग कहाँ हैं? आई विल गिव यू 30 more seconds. Yes, Danish, very good. Yes, Aditya. गर्व गलत है, थिंक अबाउट इट. यू हैव टू अप्लाई रूल 1 एंड रूल 2. रसून बिल्कुल सही, ध्रुव बिल्कुल सही, भूमि बिल्कुल सही, एब्सोल्युटली राइट भूमि, वेरी गुड. और अदर पीपल, रीति बिल्कुल सही, वेरी गुड. मतलब रीति यू आर डूइंग इट बट यू आर नॉट राइटिंग इट, है ना, थोड़ा धीरे कर रही है, ठीक है, दैट्स ओके. पलाश बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही, यस. नहीं बेनेडिक्ट, दिस इज रॉन्ग. थिंक अबाउट इट. आई विल हाँ मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ, हाँ. कल्याणी बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही. बेनेडिक्ट, राइट अगेन प्लीज. यू हैव टू अप्लाई बोथ द रूल्स. फर्स्ट अप्लाई रूल नंबर 2 देन 1. व्योम बिल्कुल सही. अमृत गलत किया है. क्या गलत किया है? फर्स्ट टर्म गलत है, दूसरा टर्म सही है. दूसरे में आपने बिल्कुल सही किया, पहले वाले टर्म में गलत कर दिया. क्या गलत किया है सोचो, फिर से करो. अनन्या बिल्कुल सही. और आगे who else? Benedict, please tell me the answer again. Amrit, please tell me the answer again. Shushti बिल्कुल सही, absolutely. Okay, never mind Benedict. I will solve it. I will solve it. सिद्धार्थ कहाँ है? सिद्धार्थ क्यों नहीं लिख रहा है? सिद्धार्थ गलत. इक्वल टू क्यों लिख रहा है सिद्धार्थ? अद्वैत बिल्कुल सही. वरुण गलत है ये. और आर्या व्हाट इज द आंसर? हाँ सिद्धार्थ बिल्कुल सही. हर्षवर्धन बिल्कुल सही. आद्वैक गलत. अमृत अब सही आया. क्यों गलती कर रहा था अमृत? ओके, सी d by dx of 4x cube plus 3x square, वरुण थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ किया है, is equal to d by dx of 4x cube plus d by dx of 3x square. This is using rule number 2. If you are operating d by dx on the addition of two different functions, then this is equivalent to the addition of the operator d by dx acted on the first function plus d by dx acted upon second function. D by dx of this plus this is equal to d by dx of this plus d by dx of this. Okay. Next rule. D by dx of a number multiplied by a function, you take the number out, d by dx of fx. So this will be 4 into d by dx of x cube, okay, plus 3 into d by dx of x square, right? Okay, and this will be equal to 4 into 3x square, because remember d by dx of x square is 2x, right? And plus 3 into d by 3x square, sorry, 3x square. कहाँ लिखा था मैंने? ये रहा 3x square plus 3 into d by dx of x square, which is 2x. So this is 2x. So we get 12x square plus 6x. बेनेडिक्ट समझ में आया? आद्विक, Varun, is it understood? Benedict? Okay. कहाँ पे गलती हो रही थी Benedict? What was the step that you were not able to understand in this? तो एक बार प्रैक्टिस करोगे ना तो सब आ जाएगा. Once you have to, yeah, first time it is always, your mind struggles. But once the mind is trained, then there is no problem. ठीक है? ओके, चलो फिर से वीडियो दिखाइए. हाँ, so this goes and you get, right? Okay. ठीक है, वीडियो नहीं, अब वीडियो हटा दीजिए वीडियो हटा दीजिए. Okay. So guys, I will finish here. In the next class, we will start with differentiation of the trigonometric functions. Okay, and I will tell you more rules. I have told you 2 now. I'll tell you more rules. Okay, I will tell you 3 more rules. Okay, and as I go ahead, as I move further, the rules get complicated. You have to really practice to get a hold of it. Okay, ठीक है ना? So next class में we will start with trigonometric derivatives. That means d by dx acting on sin x, what does it give? D by dx acting on cosine x, what does it give? Right? Okay. That we will do in the next class. I will leave this screen for a couple of minutes so that you will be able to copy it. ठीक है ना? So I will see you guys in the next class. Any problems you have, please text me, please message me, please call me anytime. Okay, and I will help you out. Okay, chalo. So I will take your leave. Bye bye. The screen will be here for a couple of minutes. You can write everything down. Chalo. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys.